Kagiso Modupe is a South African actor best known for his role as Mangi Yati on the ETV soap Scandal. He has also acted in Home Affairs, another South African soap. He is a father, husband, entrepreneur, entertainer, motivational speaker. He joins me on the JUSTEVE show as he talks about everything about his life. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the JUSTEVE show, and my guest today is someone all the way from South Africa. I've been struggling to pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to bother until let him pronounce the name yourself. So, how do they pronounce this name?
It's Kagiso Modupe.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I tried, I'm going to embarrass myself. So when the cameras stop rolling, I'll
then you'll try again.
Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
Till I get it. You're welcome to the UK.
Thank you very much.
And what brings you here?
I'm just here to do a couple of projects. I've been on a film shoot yesterday with Sean Conran. Yeah, and I'm hoping that that will also just be good for my career. And I'm also trying to break into the UK career. But I'm also here. I'm meeting a friend of mine, DJ Mkukwini, which is a brother from home, but he's also made it big here in the UK. And we're going to be doing a couple of appearances and a couple of events with him as well. Yeah.
Okay. And this is something that I do all the time with my guests on the show. Let's go back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
What were your growing up years like?
Good. I had a good, loving family, man. We were not rich, but I think when you grow up in a family with this love and with this unity, because those are the values that actually I grew up with, and I was in a good family with my dad and my mom and my siblings. I had an active childhood. I did almost every sport I could think of, and I was just a free child, man. Yeah.
Interesting. And your schooling. What schools did you go to?
Well, I went to black schools back then, in South Africa, and then after the apartheid era, then we could go to white schools. So I started in the township, then I moved to multiracial schools, and which was kind of a difficult thing in the transformation from going from a black school to a white school. But we got there and we still excelled, and then I went to university, which we were more integrated now. And
what did you study?
Yeah, I did something totally different.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I haven't had one guest on this show that is practicing what they studied in university.
No.
It's always, miles apart.
Yeah, I have my BSc in human physiology and anatomy. And I also have a BA in sports psychology and psychology.
You're very clever then.
Yeah, no. Well, we don't know. Yeah.
So, how did you get into acting, into the arts?
When I left high school and went to tertiary, my parents couldn't cover for my studies. So, hence I was an active child. So growing up, acting was part of my hobbies, and this hobby turned into my way of life and something that I love. So I got into acting because I was hustling for jobs so that I could pay for my university fees. And I ended up in acting. And when I finished university, I just didn't continue with what I was studied. I continued with my love and my passion, which was acting.
Okay, so what was the first role that you played?
I did a couple of ads, but I was in Home Affairs, which went on to be nominated 5 times for Emmy Awards in the US. Then I went on to Scandal, which is a multi-award winning soap, and I also got nominated for Best Actor in a soap. I was the youngest actor to be nominated in the history of the SAFTA Awards. And then I did a couple of movies like The Gift, and now I'm branching into the UK movie market, and I'm looking forward to it.
And how do you find this journey of acting?
In terms of, I think acting is a journey. Acting is a way of life, and for me, even when you look at my Instagram and you look at my Facebook, I always say I'm inspired by life. And I love, telling stories about just life, whether it's good, whether it's bad. And for me, what I've learned is that, you got to just humble yourself into a certain character. And you could never play a good character if, you are not inspired by a life. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the character Mangi in Scandal.
Yeah.
How different, I'll say how different are you
from him? Yeah, I get the question a lot. But I'll tell you, we get a script, and we as actors have to bring the character to life. And you find that if you've been playing it for so long, because I've been playing it for 10 years, I bring on my personality onto the character to just make it more comfortable. And when I'm doing like specific storylines, like the drug addiction, the sex addiction, because the character's been through a lot, the alcohol addiction, prison, then you tap more into research. But the more fun scenes, I try and bring my personality onto that. Yeah.
So how challenging were these particular roles, the drugs, the sex, and
it was pretty challenging, but I liked those kind of roles because they are the roles that actually teach people. They're more educational. Teaching people about the dangers of drugs and especially the youth. And I went and I spent 4 days in a rehab center.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah. I went into a rehab center and I was locked in a room with a drug addict, and I went through the stages and the cold turkeys that he went through with him while he was sitting there. So I really involved myself in my characters that I play. Yeah.
Okay. Let me be naughty a bit. The love scenes. The love scenes. How do you? Let me. The word is not cope.
Yeah.
It's laughing.
How do you handle that?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
When Mangi laughs,
yeah,
it melts my heart.
Does it?
So you're doing that now.
Apparently, I've got a terrible laugh, but I mean,
it's cute.
Yeah. The love scenes. It's just getting into it, and a lot of people ask me, do you get involved with the person? Do you catch on feelings? And I say it's quite hard when you've got literally 30 people behind the camera watching you while you're having this, the sex scene. But it's very professional, and most of the times when they call cut,
it's a relief.
Yeah, it's not much of a relief, but it's so professional that you check on each other to say, are you okay? I'm okay. Okay. And then you go and you view the monitor, and are you happy with the kiss? How did it go? It's more professional, and I think the people that take it further than that happens after, but not on set. Yeah.
Okay. The way he's laughing, I want to believe you.
Yeah. You better believe me.
Okay. You are passionate about young people.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Growing up and having to hustle my way through, and I realized that as a young person, especially in Africa, there isn't much infrastructure to support ideas and dreams that young people have. And one of the things I still want to do is go around Africa, and I've started in South Africa where I help young entrepreneurs, reach their goals. I'm also a motivational speaker. For me, I decided that I'm not going to focus on the sad part of difficulties in life, like you having being an orphan, or I'd rather just give you the skills to fish than just keep feeding you. And that's what I want to do with the young people in Africa.
And you're also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you do exactly?
I've got a couple of businesses that are running. I've got, first of all, I'm a filmmaker, and, I have my production company that deals with that. I'm a director, I'm a producer. I also, do events, and which the kind of events I do is not just like, your party events, but it's more corporate events, and I've got a company that runs that. I'm also into something else, which is property. I've been buying a lot of property in Africa, and I renovate it, and I put students inside, and they rent it out. And my last is construction, and I've been loving to just construct buildings and design them, and that's what I've been doing.
Okay, you happen to
have my finger every time.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're going to take a break right now, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the Nollywood industry.
Okay.
You'd like that, don't you?
I can't wait.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a jiffy.
It's a big industry, and I think each and every country in Africa has their own movie, and filmmaking industry. But I think xenophobia was a crime. It was just a syndicate and a group of people that went and targeted shops. It was looting.
You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's still the JUSTEVE Show, and I have as my guest today, I'm going to try it now, Kagiso.
Yes.
Oh.
You tried, yeah. But you were very close, yeah.
Very close. Okay, next time I will definitely hit it.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to talk about the Nollywood industry. You know, it's an industry that is just over 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah? What is your take on it?
It's a big industry, and I think, you know, each and every country in Africa has their own movie, you know, and filmmaking industry, but I think Nollywood was very bold in coming out and saying, you know, we're going to do this, you know, and I recommend them for that, and I respect them for that. And yes, there's a lot of films that are being produced in a year, and some of them, you know, the quality is good, and some of them the quality is not that good. But the fact that we have our own Nollywood industry, film industry, makes me more proud as an African.
Have you been invited to act in any of them?
Look, with now that I'm here in the UK and I'm dealing with Nollywood UK as well, but I'm looking forward to also just going and shooting abroad in Africa, you know, shooting in Nigeria, shooting in different countries in Africa. And I'd really like to get involved even on the production side, because I really think that there's good filmmakers in Africa.
Okay. Recently, a major actress in Nigeria,
Yeah.
Omotala.
Yes.
Yeah, she was listed as one of the Times 100
Yeah.
most influential people in the world.
Yes.
And at the award ceremony, she sat next to Steven Spielberg.
Yes.
And he said he'd never heard anything about Nollywood.
Yeah.
What you know, that kind of remark.
Yeah.
How would you take that, or what do you think about that?
Look, to be honest with you, we also have to realize that there's a level of arrogance from just the Western world and the Western filmmaking, and we cannot allow the fact that they may seem not interested in what we do affect us. And I think that we have a brilliant actress. We've got a brilliant role model for young girls in Africa, and that's what we should focus on and say we are very proud of our sister for making it out there, you know. And whether Steven Spielberg knows her or not, that's his problem.
It wasn't her, it was the industry he said he's never heard of.
Well, even if it's the industry, you know, we cannot, you know, let his arrogance or his ignorance affect what we are doing as Africans. We are proud of what we're doing, and we are growing. And one day he will actually hear about Nollywood. Okay.
Now, some of the Nollywood films that are being turned out ape foreign culture a lot. And I've personally always had a problem with that, because I just feel that Africa as a whole has a very rich culture, and I think we should be selling our culture, you know, this way, because nobody can tell our stories better than us.
Yes.
Yes. So what do you have to say about those kind of things?
I think that, you know, as Africans, we have been conscientized to look down on ourselves. And for me, I was saying this yesterday that, you know, when I arrived in the UK, some of the places, when I looked at them, I thought, you know, there's better places at home. You know, home is so much beautiful. There's better buildings at home. But but the thing is, you know, because they have such a proper structure in every little thing that they do, they seem to be more organized, you know, than we are. But I don't think that we should look down on ourselves as Africans. We should start now actually respecting ourselves and carrying ourselves, you know, as Africans, and be proud of that, because that's what the Americans do. Any American that travels around the world, they'll let you know I'm American. And I'm here in the UK to say I am African.
African, good.
Yeah.
Now, the next question would be, now, the foreigners, the British, the Americans, when they want to tell our stories, they take a whole foreign crew with them.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster, because that's why I say that our film industries are not strong enough yet and are not structured well.
So what can be done to structure them?
We just need to have structure. We need to say that if you're a foreign film and you're coming into Africa to shoot, these are the regulations. Because when I came into the UK, they have regulations that I have to follow. You know, so we don't have regulations. We have you know, let's say the British, or we have the Americans coming into Africa and doing movies about our heroes and our role models, and they're not telling them right, but because they're coming with the money, then we just open doors. So we should have a structure and say, even though you're bringing the money, yes, you can bring the money, and we'll pay you via tax because they get tax rebates, and that's why they go to Africa, because they get good tax rebates. But you need to tell our stories right. You need to involve our people. With the Mandela movie, there was so many issues because even the attire that he was wearing was not to the T. And it didn't, a lot of Xhosa people in South Africa were saying, but there's so many things missing in that attire because it wasn't done by a black person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move away from Nollywood.
Yes.
Let me touch on something that's very sensitive.
Yes.
Now, recently there had been a lot of killings and fightings in South Africa of Africans that are not South Africans, asking them to leave South Africa.
Yeah.
And what do you have to say about that?
I'm so happy you asked that question. And, I have to say this and explain what xenophobia was about. Xenophobia was not about Africans killing Africans. Xenophobia was a crime. It was just a syndicate and a group of people that went and targeted shops. It was looting. It was a crime, and it wasn't, Africans attacking other Africans. And that's why you have what you call foreign people in Africa are back, and they're integrated into those very same societies again. So we have to understand what it was. It wasn't about, I hate you because you're from Nigeria. It wasn't about that. It was a crime. That's what it was. Because a lot of Somalians and a lot of Nigerians, they're very, helpful in terms of helping the community, because people can actually go and buy bread on credit. They can go and buy bread on credit, while on South African shops you will never get that. So I don't understand that if I can come to you when I don't have money and you can give me credit so that I can feed my family, why would I come and attack you?
Good. I'm so happy that you've sorted out that.
I even hate the word xenophobia because it wasn't about that. It was crime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about family. You're married, yes.
Married.
He's taken.
I'm taken.
Your wife is very beautiful, I must say, and you have such a lovely daughter.
Thank you.
So how's family life?
Family life is lovely. We have a lot of fun. I think my daughter and I are the loudest at home, and it's just a fun family where we just.
How old is she?
She's turning 5 this year.
5.
Yeah.
Have you seen any acting tendencies in her?
I've just done a photo shoot with her on Drum magazine, and she's just comes alive on set. And she, she was on Scandal on the show when she was, I think she was 6 months.
Oh,
yeah.
What's her name again?
She played Balisa's daughter.
Yeah.
Yes. We used her for Balisa's daughter, and I think she might just be in the industry.
And is your wife in the industry as well?
No, she's not. She's into finance. Yeah.
Oh, okay. She puts you in check.
She puts me in check all the time, even when it's unnecessary. She just puts me in check. Yeah.
But that's what she's there for.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping she was there for something else, and then just putting me in check all the time. Yeah.
But it's a good one. I'm very happy that you are happy with what you have.
Yes.
Well, time is never our friend on this show. I'm having so much fun talking to you, and I wish we could go on and on.
Yes.
But I can't let you go without, we have something from you for the JUSTEVE show. Yeah, when you go back to South Africa, you remember us.
Thank you very much. JUSTEVE show. This is lovely. I should get one with my picture on it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I wish you all the best in all your endeavors. But just before you go, look into that camera. As you're so passionate about youth, tell the youth something.
And say, as the youth, I want to say to you, what kind of a song do you want to be, and what kind of perfume do you want to be? Do you want to be a cheap perfume, or do you want to be an expensive perfume? And you got to decide in life what the kind of person that you want to be. You want to be, because Nelson Mandela was that kind of a song that will sing for years and sing for centuries to come. And let's strive as Africans to be proud of who we are and do what we got to do.
Thank you very much.
You.
It was lovely having you on the show, and I'm very glad that you accepted our invitation. And thank you for inviting us into your home.
Thank you. And I love this.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, that's our show for today. If you've enjoyed yourself, tune in again sometime soon when we'll be doing this again. My name remains Evelyn Obahor. Have a lovely day. Goodbye and God bless.
Goodbye. Dude, you look like you just lost your best friend.
Well, that's what I feel like. You know, nobody wants me.
There must be a lot of guys who are just dying.
This isn't about my love life, Mangi. This is about my career. My career, which is going nowhere, okay? I'm on the cow train to Nowhereville.
Dude, you are the best production manager I know.
Well, how many production managers do you know? You know, this art director job should be mine. But instead, the smooth and charming Lensway just walks right in and I'm out of the running.
I don't think it's about his charm, okay? The guy must have the right credentials.
So what you're saying, I don't? Trust me, it's his charms, okay? Every woman here is practically drooling over him.
Like who?
Every single one of them, and probably some of the guys too.
Then I think you're just over-exaggerating, okay? Not that the guy's not charming, but I just
wish he'd go back to wherever it is he came from. You know, no one takes me seriously.
That is not true.
It is true, okay? I'm the comic relief. I'm just the fun gay guy who's supposed to make everyone else feel good while I slowly drown in my own tears of disappointment. You know, Mangi, why is it all the time that I feel like I found my true calling, I get shot down in flames, huh? I feel so worthless.
No, you are not worthless. You are like the NZH barista. Okay, you make the best espressos, lattes, tantlachinos in town. That's something, isn't it?
You know what? I'm not gonna even...
Hey, lambenya fandu tangazi nkomo yakutshela.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Exo. Sure, Eric.
No worries.
Nice guy, eh?
Yeah, cool hair. Can I get you a drink? Kind of Miss Harrison, though.
Okay, you sure you're not gonna eat anything?
No, I don't have time. I have to get back to the office.
All right, because me, I am going to kill this food.
Can you stop thinking about your stomach for just a second? We have to talk about Lens.
Oh, too good to be true, Lentwe.
It's freaky. I mean, I've never met anyone who's so on the ball with everything. I tried to trip him up, but he's so untrip-uppable.
Huh? Is that even a word?
No one can be that smooth and charming and perfect.
Nah. It's all an act, Mfana. Like a cover-up.
You know, he's got to be hiding something.
Like what?
Undoes. But that's why I have to get back to the office and watch him like a hawk so I can find out exactly what that is.
Maybe you could do a little digging.
You mean like an investigation?
Yeah.
If only Ufana was still in town.
No. We could do it ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, hey?
Yeah.
How could it be?
Yeah.
I'm on it.
No. You can't investigate.
Why not?
Uhlala lo muntu 24/7. All right? Uzokhona utabona ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani. Leave it to me.
And what if the big boss finds out that you're investigating one of his associate's sons, huh?
Well, he'll kill me.
So, what are we going to do?
We bring in someone from the outside. And I know just the person.
Who?
Someone smart. A genius, actually.
Are you deaf or just stupid? I told you I don't want a party.
I know what you said. I just don't get it. Why?
That's none of your business. Look, it's my birthday and I'll spend it any way that I want to. Maybe I've got some handiwork to do around the flat that day.
You DIY?
Well, maybe I'm trying to broaden my horizons.
Last year, you wanted a mother of a bash.